What up, my Jeep peeps? What up, my Gladiator gang? What up, my Mojave mates? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, I know it's been a long time, but we got some things to talk about. As you can see from the title, this will be my last video, and we'll get into that in just a minute. And update on Costa Rica and what's gonna go on with Beast. But first, before we get into everything, I wanted to touch base back on some things about the putting the 37s on and the regearing. I wanted to, well, after driving it for a while, I do recommend getting it regeared. I wish I had the money to do it. I will tell you, the shifting has been affected on this, and I'm not happy with it. It stays in 6th gear pretty much all the time. Well, I won't say all the time, but it stays in 6th gear a lot. It's very rare that I'll get into 8th, and if it does, it's only there for one minute, if that. So it is what it is. I mean, it still drives good, but yeah, the shifting is definitely affected. So if you've got the extra money, go ahead and get it regeared. Now talk to your local off-road people and see which gears would be best for you. Looking at a lot of the Jeep groups and the forums, it depends on, I guess, your area. If it's mountainous or flat, it's pretty flat here, but I just wanted to touch base on that real quick. I definitely do now recommend getting it regeared if you can afford it. I could not afford it because it's pretty expensive. So, all right, with that being said, let's move on. So yeah, this is gonna be our final video. I'm not gonna delete the channel. I'm gonna leave it up in case anybody wants to go back and refer to anything. I hope it was helpful. So, okay, what's going on with us? So we have had some setbacks on our move to Costa Rica. Pretty disappointing. Rob was not able to retire in April. We had to continue to work. We have been trying to sell this house really since February. We had a horrible realtor for the first 50 days that did nothing, so that was a total waste. And then we've had this new realtor since the end of March. She's done a really good job. We've had a lot of showings. However, it's just not selling. So we have decided we're going to go ahead and just move and deal with this house from there. We just don't know what we're going to do yet. So as far as shipping Beast, sadly, it's not going to happen. And actually, in just a few hours, I'm taking the boy back and selling him to the dealership. I am very sad. I can get emotional about it, but I'm not going to. And I know that may be silly to some, but we all know, you've been watching this channel since the beginning. It's come a long way. This is like my kid. I've put a lot of money into him. I worked hard for this truck. I special ordered this truck, got everything on it I wanted. Now, people said, well, why would you spend all that money on a lease? It was my money, and I wanted to, and I could do what I wanted with it. And at the time, I was making really good money. It was during COVID, and the mortgage industry was booming. But as we all know now, that's tanked. So, let me just kind of tell you what happened. So we ended up having a Zoom meeting with a shipping guy, and he broke down the prices for us. Now, the shipping itself is not expensive. The shipping to Costa Rica, and that's just putting it on a ship, was $6,500. Okay, that's great. The problem is, and I think I've mentioned this before, so Costa Rica back in 2021 passed a law where to get expats down, you could bring 2 vehicles and all your household goods with no import tax. Well, that was really the beginning, and they just hadn't really gotten all the rules settled. Well, just this past, well, I guess last few months, they got all the rules settled. And guess what? Now you have to be a resident first before you can ship all that. Well, that process takes, could take 9 months to a year. So we just don't have time. We can't go without a vehicle for, not a year. What are we going to do, And Uber gets expensive. They do have that down there. So anyways, so now that involves the import tax. All right, well, Costa Rica bases the value of the vehicle on what they feel it's worth, not what the Kelley Blue Book here in the United States feels it's worth. So talking to the guy, they've only brought 2 Mojaves into Costa Rica, and they were both valued at $102,000. So at least the Beast has got some value in Costa Rica. So now he's got value here. But so yeah, so now that's how all the import tax and everything is calculated. So as we all know, I'm leasing this vehicle. It's actually being paid off today when I turn it in. I owe $42,000. Okay, so if I were to take the Beast, I'd have to buy it for $42,000. The import tax alone on this vehicle at $102,000 is 53% of that value. So we're looking at another $33,000 import tax. Who got that kind of money? Not this guy. Along with that, we were to pay import and storage fees, not import, storage fees, legal fees. And also on top of that, like here, how we have to pay a monthly tag renewal, so do we in Costa Rica. However, theirs includes insurance, which I guess is a good thing. But again, that is based on the value of your vehicle. Well, like I just said, it's $102,000, so I would have to pay $3,000 a year just for a new tag. Sadly, it's not feasible. We don't have that kind of money. So, you know, today, I'm sounding back to the dealership. This is a Friday, so by the time this gets up, you know, he'll be gone. Again, I didn't want to do it. I don't have a choice. I just can't afford it. So at this point, we don't know what we're going to do. I mean, we're going to try to get a vehicle down there. I would love to get another Jeep, probably a Wrangler. I can't do the Gladiators. I can't do anything new because absolutely ridiculous. And again, you still have to pay that tag renewal based on the value. So we've seen multiple Wranglers down there. Our friend Raphael, who's our driver, has been sending me stuff. But again, those are still running 50 grand, and those are used. That's like 2018s, 2017s. But really, at this point, I can only afford, and I don't even know I can afford it, a donkey and a cart. So, hey, if you see me around town in a donkey and a cart, you know what happened. But anyways, so that's really the gist of the story. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and head down there sometime in June. We hope. I know our plans have been turned upside down so many times, but got to keep that eye on the prize. I mean, we are moving to Costa Rica. We're moving to paradise. So, but with that being said, I want to say that I do appreciate all the subscribers, the support, you know, for my little podunk channel. I hope somebody got something out of it, you know. I really, really appreciate it. I guess there's not much more to say. To all you guys out there, to all my Jeepers, keep on Jeeping. Hey, you never know. If I come up with another Jeep, maybe I'll start another channel down there in Costa Rica. Maybe it'll be a dual channel. The Jeep, the scenery, whatever. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up for now. Again, I appreciate it. You know, here's the beast. I think it's going to be an emotional day. I know that sounds silly, but, you know, I love this. I love this Jeep more than my family. I love him, and I'm going to miss him. So I'm going to be stuck driving the big old hoop-de-uke, what I call the hoop-de-uke, or big old Yukon XL for the next month. But, you know, at least I got something to drive. All right, guys. From Beast and I, Pura Vida, and good luck, and take care.